Hi Scorpios. This reading is for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves to be very interested in a Scorpio. I hope you all are enjoying your summer, your Cancer season, and your July 2019 so far, Scorpios. I truly missed doing a reading for you in June. I truly did, Scorpios. And so when I said this reading is for Scorpios, I meant to say these readings. I am going to do 2 for you today, Scorps, to try to make up for the fact that I missed doing your reading in June. I missed like 5 of you in June. It has been a crazy year. It has been a crazy year and a crazier summer and the craziest July ever. And so what are we looking at for you, Scorpios? Okay, the King of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So these 2 readings that I'm doing, the first one is going to be general. The second one is going to be more specifically geared toward your love lives, probably specifically romantic interests. And we are looking at mid-July. That will be in the title, so you know that if you're here. But we are looking at the second half of July. That said, since I did not get readings out for you earlier in July, these readings may actually pertain to the entirety of the month, the entirety of July for some of you. Time being fluid, it's going to be different for everybody. It might flow into August 2019 for some of you. But as I intend to talk about the end of July 2019, I feel like that is going to be mainly speaking about the effects of the partial lunar eclipse energy, the effects that had on you, or the effects that eclipse season 2019 has had on you in general. We've got the Knight of Earth out as well now, Scorpios. So we'll look at general and love. And I wanted to say that this is for Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or any other Scorpios, anyone who identifies as a Scorpio. Maybe you have that placement as your midheaven or your North Node or any other planet. Or perhaps you just stumbled upon this reading fortuitously. Maybe this is happen chance. Maybe the title drew you. The message could still be for you. Or even if you are cross-watching, that's absolutely fine. That works out well sometimes. It's very informative. I like, of course, as a reader, I like it when the reading works for cross-watchers because it gives you an understanding of the other person's point of view rather than like ratting them out or something, right? And as I'm talking about that, we have the 2 of Cups coming up in your recent past, Scorpios. But if you are going to be looking at it as a cross-watcher, I've been feeling like saying lately, you just really need to make sure you're bringing your discernment to the table, right? And you need to do that all the time in every area of your life. Every time that you're having a conversation with anybody or thinking about anything or taking action on anything, just as you live, you should be using your discernment like you breathe. Use it like oxygen. Use your discernment like you use oxygen all the time, right? But sometimes the comments that I get and the messages and emails that I get make me feel like I need to say, like, if you're going to watch this for somebody else, then bring your discernment. You can't assume if it doesn't resonate with you and it's not like triggering some kind of intuitive knowing. You can't assume that if I say there could be a third party here, that means that whoever you're watching it for, that's what's happening. It's going to be different for everyone. So 4 minutes in, Scorps, we are doing an abbreviated Celtic cross, slightly abbreviated anyway. We're looking at, as I said, the King of Fire, the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Hermit. In the near future, Scorpios, I see expedited progress for you. So currently, your general read is talking about influencing a lot of people with the King of Wands. It's almost like there is an entrepreneur's energy on the table here. or at least someone who is influencing a lot of people's energy on the table here, able to influence nature and the elements, and part of nature is other humans, right? And I think that that is something from looking at this that you are very well aware of, Scorpios. I think you know that you're trying to start something all your own, like an entrepreneur would, okay? So you're trying to start something brand new and do it your way. So a good example, at least, is an entrepreneur who's starting their own business. And a lot of you specifically, that is what is happening, and that is the message that's coming through. But it's that energy. If it's not specifically that activity, it's that energy where you're starting something new and doing it your way. You're the boss. You're influencing people. You feel like you have to network, talk to a lot of people, be very charming and sociable. You're doing all that work, right? And you're feeling the energetic and natural spiritual benefits of being that type of influential network person. You get to share all these people's energy, right? But you're not seeing a mastery of your financial realm connected to that passion of yours, right? Okay. But in your crowning thoughts, when your ego is quiet, you know that you are getting there slowly but surely. You may be taking action. You may be very passionate. You may be networking, but you are also encompassing the energy of the Knight of Pentacles, where you are paying attention to all of the details along the way to starting this business, or getting more attention and financial stability surrounding this project that you're working on. It's got to be a passion project of some type. But see, the thing that's happening, you're still a student when it comes to learning certain skills about this business, about this project, about this passion, whatever you're working on and focused on. I'm sorry I'm so focused on my face. It's 105 degrees here. I mean, it's insane, and I can't have the air on because then you can't hear me. So I'm just, whoo, sweating like the Taurus that I am. You are still learning skills. And so that is your way of paying attention to the details as you go, right? If this is your business, if this is your passion, if this is your creation, this is your project, especially if it's a spiritual journey to you as well, you're going to make sure that you know what you're talking about. And that's one of the details that you're paying attention to. So you are getting where you're going. You are reaching that financial mastery. This energy is only blocked, not unattainable or missing. It's just blocked in this case, in this reading, because we have this in your crowning thoughts. You are getting there slowly but surely. You're just more the page in the earth, not in your life, not in your relationships necessarily, but in this one project, in regards to your business, in regards to this area. And it looks like it's something that you started learning about fairly recently. In your recent past, I think it's this project, or at least this passion, this work of yours that you've bonded with. I know we see a couple here, and this can speak to love of all types, including romantic love. But since the next reading is more specifically the love reading, I really feel like we're talking about you bonding with that work, you coupling with that work, that passion, that creation. And the reason that you have decided to dedicate yourself to this is because in the root of the situation, you decided to self-reflect, to go within and to spend some time in solitude and alone. And that is what has brought you to coupling with this. So if that pathway leading up to present resonates, then you are an entrepreneur. You're there, but seeing all of the financial, not rewards, but the financial mastery is just going to take some time. It's just going to continue to take some attention to detail. And what always makes us feel better about this is to talk about the characteristics of the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, he's the slowest knight. Yes, he takes the longest time to get where he's going because he is being a little bit of a perfectionist, being stubborn about seeing what he's doing done the right way, right? But he is getting where he's going. It's not like, he might get there. Well, if all goes according to plan. Or even, well, if he continues on the path that he is now. No. This person has decided where they're going, and that's it. They're done. That mountain is climbed because they already took the first step. So that's it. It's only a matter of how long before I get there. It's not a matter of, well, what if this happens? Or what if blank happens? No. That's where they're going, come hell or high water. It's just a matter of how long will it take. And you don't want to rush those types of things. But the reading is saying in your near future, you see progress expedited. You just decide or receive some sort of support from somewhere else where everything speeds up for you. You're just able to kick things into high gear and to see expedited progress. But in this particular depiction of the Eight of Wands, we want to remember that we do see a message coming in that could possibly be missed because someone is rushing through their work. So you don't want to, you know, misinterpret a message or misinterpret some of that support you're receiving or misplace it, right? Just forget about something that could be vital and important to the project and the work itself because you're so focused on getting things done quickly that you could miss it. It's a message that comes through for me in terms of interpreting, right? Like I could be so hell-bent on getting 10 readings out today, which I never have enough time for that, but I could be so hell-bent on getting so many readings done in 1 week, right? That I could miss important messages because I decide, well, this can only take 10 minutes. I can't let this take an hour. Well, then what if I miss something? Now that can be taken pretty literal for a tarot reader, but anything you're working on, any sort of artistic work, you could be channeling. If you're writing, if you're acting, if you're painting, if any type of artistic work, you could be channeling. So it could be taken that way for you as well. But any kind of work where you could receive an important communication from someone else, especially during Mercury retrograde, guys, which we are still in Mercury retrograde and we will be until the middle of August. You would just want to pay specific attention. Make sure you're not rushing too much. And then you have the Four of Pentacles showing up as the more distant outcome. I want just one clarifier on that Four of Pentacles, and then I want one piece of advice for you, Scorpios. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, I wanted to read it as protecting your boundaries, but then I didn't want to read it just how I wanted to read it, right? Because this can be trying to hold on too tightly to resources, but it can also be just like intelligently protecting your boundaries. And we've got the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Air as the clarifier. And this is the SpirtSong Tarot deck, by the way, and this is the Deviant Moon Tarot. You can find information about all the decks I use in Lunartics Tarot readings in the description box down below, as well as a playlist at the bottom that will, or a link to a playlist that will give you all the songs that I'm listening to. They're all copyright free. You might be able to hear some of them. So, but the Queen of Air showing up here is telling me this is a wise decision where you know who needs cut out of your space energetically. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're cutting people out of your life, but you're certainly saying, guess what? I'm not going to spend as much time with you. Guess what? I'm not going to allow your energy to change my energy. I realize that your energy is toxic, and I'm going to protect my boundaries and make sure that I don't breathe in that toxicity. Even if you're coming at me with it, I'm just going to block it. This is somebody, sometimes this is somebody just protecting their boundaries. And I can even read the images that way too. It just sometimes that's the way they look to me. But I just didn't want to just be reading in a favorable way for you all, but that's what it's heading towards. And I think because, like I said, this energy is only blocked. So as you take your entrepreneurial skills, as you take your networking, socializing, vibrant, influential people skills, and slowly but surely turn it into mastery of your financial realm and unblock this energy, and you become also the King of Earth, as you are already embodying the King of Fire, right? And it's going to happen quickly. As you make that happen and make that happen quickly, you're going to realize, like, wow, I have enough that I want to protect it from other people. I don't want to share my energy, my time, my money, my resources with just anybody. It's precious to me. And you know who you're going to share it with and who you're not. You know who you're going to protect those boundaries against. So that is beautiful for the general reading. I'm going to shuffle these up for us and cool down for just 1 or 2 minutes, and then we will get to the love reading, Scorps. Okay, Scorpios. Let's look at your love life for the end of July 2019, and in regards to this partial lunar eclipse energy, the 10 of Cups turns up for you, Scorpios. You are emotionally satisfied. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're with a partner, but normally the 10 of Cups is speaking about oh no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's so many ads, and I do want the music, but I don't want the ads. Normally, though, the 10 of Cups is talking about shared emotional fulfillment. So even if you're not partnered, then I do feel you're emotionally fulfilled in the way of like sharing with good friends, close family members, maybe your roommates are good friends, etc. Right? This is sharing joy and then seeing it reflected back to you, seeing it reflected back to you in your reality, in your surroundings. I mean, literally, the more traditional version of the 10 of Cups is a picture of a family and a rainbow in the sky that they're watching. I mean, this is joy reflected back to you. You and those that you love and those that you spend time with, you all love each other so much and are showing it so fully and so much to each other that energy is vibing outward, radiating outward, literally from you. And so the reality that's coming back at you reflects those ripples of joy that you're putting out there. And you deserve to see it back. It's a reprieve from the hard, cold outside world for you, Scorpio, what you've got going on in your love life. And that, above all else, is something that you really want to hold on to. You are trying to hold on to this person or this state of emotional stability. Even if you're single, you are trying to hold on to it for dear life because it is making your life feel dear to you, right? You are trying to hold very tightly. Now, as we said in the previous reading, the Four of Earth here, the Four of Coins, that can just be talking about protecting your boundaries. So you might be trying to protect your home, protect your relationship, protect you and your loved ones, those that you love so dearly that, like I said, the joy is literally reflected back to you because you just have such a good vibe going on with this person or these people. You may be trying to protect your space, protect that connection, protect that love. Or some of you may be so content in your emotional life and your love life that you feel like you can turn your sights, your attention, your focus onto protecting your money. You can almost put the emotional stability on the back burner because, well, shoot, you got that in the bag, right? I don't know why I censored myself. I started to say shit and then I censored myself. There's something about being on camera that makes me feel like I need to, but I'm not going to do that. I will say all manner of cuss words. So if you have children watching this or in the room, just, heads up. I'm not actually going to do that. Maybe somebody does because I just instinctively did that. And that's the only reason that I feel bad about it is because I understand, even though I've never had kids yet, I do understand if you've got kids in the room, but this is not a channel where I'm going to censor myself. I'm not going to be able to. So it's just very strange that I did that instinctively one time. Okay, so some of you are involved with an Aries, while others of you are involved with a Capricorn. We have the Devil energy in the root of the situation. We have the Fool energy. A new beginning is what's in your crowning thoughts, your higher mind when your ego is quiet. Now, the root of the situation being the Devil, there was either a codependency here to start with, or something addictive and toxic, very much like a codependency, or as I said, we're dealing with a Capricorn of sorts. I think Saturn is still in Capricorn at this time, so that is also an energy that could be showing up for us. I think I have the planets pulled up, just not too far from here. Yeah. So it's the 20th still. Yeah, of course, Saturn is still in Capricorn. Pluto's in Capricorn. Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. Pluto's in Capricorn. So, Scorps, your ruling planet is in Capricorn, and that is showing up as the root of the situation. Some of you may want to look into your Capricorn, Saturn, Pluto, Scorpio placements in general. What's coming through for me is that this situation has sprung from the place of, from the fact that you are in a very Capricornian state of mind, state of being, because that's where your ruling planet is in Capricorn. And Scorps, fixed water sign, that has put you very much in your emotions, but in a space of being able to be the master of them in the recent past. Maybe you have been expressing creatively, spiritually, artistically, in some way, shape, or form, or at least just honestly and openly, emotionally speaking, with this person or these people who make you feel so emotionally satisfied. And for others of you, what I'm looking at is that you were in a toxic, addictive, codependent situation with somebody, a karmic situation with a partner that you brought enough emotional maturity to in order to see a brand new beginning with them, whether they were an Aries or another water sign or a Capricorn or otherwise. Now, there is still work to be done on that connection, okay? So if that's what we're talking about, well, whatever kind of connection we're talking about, okay? Your connection with other loved ones, a particular person, whether it's a brand new beginning with someone from your past or not. And for a lot of you, it is. It is. You had a codependency, or at least a toxic, unhealthy, addictive situation where you knew it could become a codependency, and you brought your emotional maturity to the situation the way that a counselor would, the way that a psychologist might, and you said, look, these are our problems. This is how I'm handling you wrong emotionally, and this is how you're not there for me correctly emotionally. This is how our inner children are running part of the fucking show right now, and it's not working. And the two of you showed enough emotional maturity to grant yourselves a brand new beginning with each other. That is what's happening for a lot of you. A lot of you have brought so much emotional maturity to the table that this 10 of Cups, it's not a reward, it's not a gift, it's not a blessing, it's something you damn well earned. You made it happen. You knew you had love with this person, but you had to acknowledge, like, what's toxic about this? We're fighting, something's not going right. And you acknowledge what that is, and you fixed it, and now you're trying to hold on to it. But what I was going to say is, in the near future, the work isn't done yet, okay? You may have to drop, see how he's going to drop one of these here? You may have to drop some other commitment of yours in order to give this connection enough time. I'm not suggesting that you drop anything. I'm saying you may have to in order to give this connection enough time if this reading is resonating with you, Scorpios, fixed water signs. And then ultimately, ultimately we're headed toward temperance, but it's blocked. It's in the reverse. So with the strength card on the bottom of the deck, okay, a sign that you really need to show yourself unconditional love in mind, body, and spirit as you contemplate these different commitments and aspects of your love life. With the Temperance card in reverse, it can be saying that for some of you, you're going to find that though this person makes you very happy, it's just ultimately not a great combination. I don't think that's what it is for most of you, just to be clear though. I do think that this is energy here, just like in your first reading, that is just blocked for us. This is often talking about the trifecta, the Holy Trinity. To me, like a mother, father, and child dynamic. But it's blocked at this time. And I think that for a lot of you, that is the burden that we're looking at. Some of you are wanting to hold on to this divine love and connection that you have found, so much so that you're ready to take it to the next level. and either start a family with this person or expand your family with this person. You're ready to really solidify things, really make a commitment, which that trifecta, that mother, father, child, trinity really connects to that idea for me. That is like a next level commitment idea for me. And somebody, whether it's you or them, is just not ready. Somebody's just not ready. So I think that can be part of why it's going to be a burden for you here, to some extent. But this is the close of a cycle, and there is a new beginning here, right? So whether it's the close of a cycle because the two of you have decided on one another and decided on working through this together, or the end of a cycle because you have decided who you want and what you need, or the end of the cycle because you have figured out, for some of you, that the two of you just can't quite see eye to eye soon enough to make a real relationship work. Either way, any of those three ways that this could go, because there are multiple messages here, it is still the end of a cycle, Scorpios. It is still granting you this new beginning because something significant is coming to a close, something that you have been working on for quite some time, something that you have been honestly chained to for quite some time, a person that has felt so addictive, so intoxicating to you that you didn't realize that it was somewhat toxic. So as advice, what I see coming through is just don't push this other person, or don't allow them to push you. Yes, the two of you want to hold on to this divine shared emotional fulfillment that you have found. This is not something to be thrown away, but somebody here, it looks like, wants a family. Somebody here wants to rush things along. And I said this could be saying that ultimately this is a bad combination. Well, the only thing that is a bad combination is somebody who wants to rush and somebody who doesn't. So can you find it in your heart to be patient with this person, or can you find the gall to tell them that they're going to have to be patient with you? It's vice versa for some. For some, you need to be patient with them. For others, they need you to be patient with, or you need them to be patient with you. Either way, someone's ready for the next step, the next level, this new beginning, this new adventure together. You've displayed this amazing high emotional IQ, this emotional intuitiveness, this emotional mastery together. It's how, especially for divine feminines, if you all have accomplished that, you came out of a toxic state together and now you're like emotionally mastering the whole situation and you've decided you're going to make it work, that can make you feel like, hey, I can say anything to this. Okay. That can make you feel like, hey, I can say anything to this person. We can take on the world together. We can do anything to this person. Or we can do anything together, me and this person. We can talk about anything. We can go to the next level, when really they may be ready to show you their high emotional IQ. They may be ready to best these differences in this situation with you and find this middle ground where you have this new beginning. But that doesn't mean they're ready to add another child to the mix, or a new child to the mix, or a new home together, or whatever it is that one of you is wanting to rush along. And again, it could be flip-flopped, could be you, could be them, but they can be ready to show you their heart and not ready to build a family, for example, right? So somebody needs to be patient with the other one. And I really am getting the message that for those Scorpions who it's you, yeah, for most of you, it's you. For most of you, it's you. You need them to be patient with you. You've got to show yourself love here, Scorpios. What do you need physically? What do you need mentally? What do you need emotionally? What do you need spiritually? What is on your life path and your plan? What will make you happy? You can't just drop that because you're afraid to drop this. You guys do have a beautiful, emotional, and physical, secure, brilliant, sturdy, vibrant new beginning together. You really do. And it's headed toward a deeper commitment. But if you're not there yet, you have to be honest about that. And they have to be supportive. They have to compromise. They have to be willing to wait. And that's what's coming through in this particular love spread for you, Scorpions. This is much longer than I meant it to be, so I'm going to leave it in your very capable hands from there. I hope I showed you the cards enough. I'm sorry you didn't get a great look at them. But that being said, Scorpios, I do hope that you will make very wise choices for yourself as you move forward. And I hope that you don't feel boxed in or determined by anything that we put on the table here today. If you need a private reading from me, just scroll down to the description box below. There are links. There's my email address, which is lunartickstarot@gmail.com, and all the other information that you should need. If you'd rather email me first, that works for me. If you want to order from me personally rather than following a link, that works. But I just want to thank everybody who supports Lunartics Tarot in any way. Those of you who like, comment, subscribe, message me, email me, leave me comments. It is all so appreciated. You have no idea. A special shout out to those of you who order and donate. Thank you for keeping Lunartics Tarot going. So again, the order information is below. The donation information is below, Scorpios. And the only other thing I want to say to you is that I love you. I love you, Scorpios, and I will post another reading for you very soon. Oh, there was one more thing. If you are wondering about how the eclipse energy is transforming you, eclipse season 2019, the eclipses of July 2019, if you're wondering how they're changing you in your life and how they will continue to change you in your life over the next 6 months, even the next year, then you might want to check out the Eclipse Energy Pick a Card reading that I did. So I will link that down below for you as well. Bye, Scorpios.